Ladies and gentlemen, I have to do the next quest, which means I have to go to Sandoria, talk to a guard, go to a completely unrelated zone, kill 4 Nemesis mobs, turn into a person, and gain access to a teleporter. That's before I've even started the quest. Just to be really clear about that. I hate this game. I hate this game. Like, I've actually already complained about this, I know. But I want to stress that one of my biggest complaints off camera when I was doing all the prep work was, why doesn't the game just let me do something? I can't just do anything. I have to do a thing to be able to do a thing to be able to do a thing. It's so frustrating. Okay, let's make absolutely sure we're on the quest. That's it. Okay, we're on the quest. All right, so let's go to Sandoria. Hi, Sputnik Lock. Yes, we are doing 3 paths, for those of you who know what that is. You know, it's going to be wild. I'm going to make fun of this when we get to midnight. I'm like, oh, hang on, I want to do a quest. Wait, where's the other 15 things I have to do this quest? Where am I going? South Sandoria, okay. South Sandoria. Sure, whatever. God, it is actually hot today. I have the AC going, and this is the first day it's been having issues keeping up. I should mention I also have 2 fans going, in addition to the AC. Yeah, by the way, you want to hear something funny? Literally this morning, I got the message saying, "Hey, we're charging you for another month for FF11." It just feels spiteful, you know? Just a little spiteful. Hi, King Ephemeris. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I have talked to this guy. I should have a Stratum key. I also have a call from my sister. Hang on one second. Hello. Sure, I can do that. Okay, so I should be good, maybe? Hang on. I guess I can just check. Hang on, do I have this cactus? Void Watch. I don't have any Void Watch items? Hang on. I'm looking for a Crimson Stratum Abyssite. Do not appear to have. Okay, so hang on. So let's talk to you. I wish to participate. There we go. Okay, so now I've got... Okay, so I have both items. Okay. So I have these stupid items. So I should hypothetically... Why am I doing Void Watch? Oh, well, yeah, I guess I should talk this out loud. So, I need to get to a place called Pergonorgo Isle in Bibiki Bay. I can reach there by taking a monoclipper. In order to do there, I have to get a ticket from a nearby person. Or, I can do 4 Void Watch Nemesis in the Tavnazian Path to gain a direct warp to the island without ever having been there before. It says it is recommended as I will be coming back later. So, Hi, Octave. After this, I talked to an Atmosite refiner in order to teleport to Bergen-Orgo Isle. Yeah, it's gonna take. Yeah, everything in this game takes me a bit. That's sort of what I figured would be the thing. Apparently, I can use a Nexus cape. Oh no, I can't. Oh no, I could go to the Babiki Bay to use a Nexus cape. Like this, I'm not even at the start. I'm not even at the start. Hey Rama, remember 3 things. You can put it towards 3 things. Well, hang on. Let's go do the actual parts of the quest that it says to do first. Let's just do this. I figured I'd just get started on this because this is the junk part. Right, I need to. I do like having access to teleport. 1 second. Want to hear something funny? The electrician's here. Is Mafia Old Country even on the list? Yeah, you know what that means. Or might, you know, I don't know at this point. I did mention this. I did mention that he was supposed to come back Monday. I'm just surprised he did. Okay, hang on. The electrician is stalling at FF11. I just want to get on with this. So I'm going to read at my pace because we're actually in a hurry for once. Forgive me. Okay, I think this is the right cutscene. Maybe. Ulmi is awesome. She blames herself for the loss of the painting. 100 years ago, the painting was brought here. According to the officials, the painting was found deep in the ruins known as the Temple of Uglepe. We actually have already been there. It depicts the scenes from the song and the Gates of Paradise. We actually saw this painting when we were down there. It's that one right there. Painting, the definement. The city was destroyed. How did the cardinal know of the city of the legend? Well, this person who went out there for spiritual enlightenment, who was brought there by thieves and pirates. So they went to forsaken areas to find more information. Sin hunters. Interesting. There was a sin hunter who came here recently. Interesting again. Let's travel to Windhurst. Okay, sure, whatever. Now, hang on. Is there a teleport spot on Bugga Blogga Blogga Isle? Where the hell am I? Because if so, it might be worth getting the Clipper out there right now. That's what I'm getting at. Hey, Lola Moss, give me 1 second. I'm actually kind of running a timer here. But thank you. I'll bow now. Thank you very, very much, Lola Moss. Always appreciate you. Well, if there's... My point is, if there's no teleport spot there, then I'm technically not in a rush, if that makes any sense. Because that means there's no reason to be there until I have a reason to be there. You get my point? So we're going to go to... Woods. She's right there. Excuse me. I was going to lay down during my lunch break, but then I was filled with the urgent desire to get over this game. I'm kidding. I decided to clean instead, and cleaning kind of woke me up, so it's like, alright, whatever. Paravashai. Paravashai. Almost, Rama. Although you didn't answer my question. Could someone do me a favor and check the list really quick and see if Mafia's on it? Mafia Old Company. And honestly, any Mafia game. I know the other two are on the list. The ass is this person. Why is it so hard just to find a person? That's Mafia 1, not Mafia Old Country. That does answer my question. So here's the deal, Rama. If you want to add Mafia Old Country, you can, but that's the only game you can add it to. Wish to hear of Alteo. A moment to ask questions in such blunt manner does not befit a gentleman. My most humble apologies for the intrusion. My name is Luverance. To save the people of Vana'diel, I seek the truth that hides it behind the veil of history. A time of apocalypse is at hand. I beg you for the guiding knowledge of ages passed down through the Mithrin race. Jesus, dude. I understand your situation. However, I know nothing of the city painted in the picture. Even if you ask the Mithrin trackers, I doubt they'd have an answer for you. They're on a journey to fulfill an important duty. If I might be so bold, are they following the scent of some grave crime? Yes, they came to demand atonement for the sins of the Tavnazian Cardinal. Cardinal? What crime could she have committed? Strange enough, her sins are related to the picture you picked. The picture was stolen from the Temple of Uglapek. The Mithrin tracker revealed to the Tavnazian to recover it, but it was instead presented with a deal by the Cardinal. The Cardinal apparently knew everything about the legend recited by the Mithra and the duty it entailed. She also stated the means to carry out the deed had been prepared in Tavnazia. The tracker had no choice but to accept the deal. The fate of the Vana'diel's people was placed in the hands of the Cardinal. Chieftainess, indulge me. What is this legend? What of the duty it reveals? What did your people intended to do? Well, the duty was given to the Mithra by the ancient race depicted in the picture, a duty to awaken the sleeping gods. Sleeping gods? Surely you've heard the tale of the ancient race that wounded Vana'diel by opening the gates of paradise. The emptiness that poured from the wound tried to swallow everything in its path. Mountains, seas, skies, forests, life. The living beings of Vana'diel decided to use the tears that Atala had shed to cleanse the world. However, a battle erupted between the king of the people and the king of the dragons over the fifth tier, a conflict that knew no end. People that survived used the power of the sleeping gods to heal the wounded land. This is the legend told by the Mithra? Adventurer, in your travels you would have seen the giant glowing crystals that lie hidden far away from civilization. Those crystals are the resting places of the gods. I'm gonna kill all of them! Slumbering within are immortal beings who were once called forth to heal the land in the ancient legend. The wounded land of Vana'diel bleeds forth dreaded emptiness. It's now time for us to awaken the sleeping deities and mend our suffering world. This is the role the Cardinal attempted to fill, but how? That has not yet been revealed to me. But if you seek the answer to your question, you would ask the Tavnazian theologian who was a survivor of the Great War, before she is punished for that crime. Do you need further explanation? The Mithrin Sin Hunters never forgive a crime. The sin does not die with the sinner. Be careful with your actions. It is not our place to judge your sins, but in time your sins may come to judge you. Cute. What do you make of her words? The theology of the Mithra veers quite dramatically from that of Sandorian Cathedral in several respects. The legend concerning the five tears is especially at odds with what the Elvan believe. Which is why I warn you not to swallow her tale without question. Tales of legends aside, the chieftain's description of the emptiness that has appeared in every corner of Vanadil is an indisputable truth. However, the Mithrin trackers are now chasing the theologian, Prish, are not the Cardinal Mildurian, which would mean the trackers are unable to locate the whereabouts of the Cardinal. Does that mean the Cardinal's already bid farewell to this world? Has my astonishing luck finally failed me? It's nice to see you after so long, sir. What if you remember old Hanoi Gamoy? I thought you might be informed of your presence. I might totally surprised to hear you were in town. As always, your visits cause quite a stir. But I do babble on. Your subordinate bade me pass this on to you. An item that should help tremendously in your task. But this is... Yes, indeed. It was broken when you crossed swords with that detestable Vuki. I went to great lengths to have this repaired for you. What's more, I finally made progress on the task you entrusted on me so long ago. The despicable bounty hunter that caused you so much trouble, Goldbane. You have information. Yes, according to some Mithrin pirates, the rascals purchased a small deserted island south of Mahara. I see. My luck has not forsaken me after all. Lowrunner, I ask you to leave the task to me alone. My incredible luck does not extend to those around me. It may prove more of a hindrance than a help. So naturally, now we go to the island for some frickin' reason. So, apparently, so if I'm understanding this correctly, I can use the cloak to teleport to you if I've been to Beakby Bay already. Which means I need to get to Beakby Bay, which means I need to do this. Yeah, admittedly, I'm kind of in a hurry because I have no idea if or even... Sorry, when or even if my power's going to get clicked, right? Whatever. Okay, so hang on. So, now let's... While we're teleporting, because we got a loading screen here. Rama, 96, 2... I do remember Mahara. Hitman, Blood Money, R. Mafia 2... Definitive Edition. And... Deliverance 2. The story is picking up, legitimately. And then Lolam Loss. I don't think I forgot. I am worthless and terrible, but I'm not that bad. Probably Mr. Red, so I've got a minute. Dispatch, Rogue Trader, and Dawn of War 4. And I do hope to at least see you in the VODs, Lullam, but I understand if you don't want to watch. I do appreciate the purveyor of highlight reels, Mr. Red, as well as all of the clips that I can share. A lot of people with the triple stars over the head. I just keep seeing that, everyone. I sincerely doubt I don't have my cape with me. Okay, so now I'm in Beakby Bay, so hypothetically I should be good. Next escape, right there. Oh no, I wasn't going to do it right now. I was looking... Yep, there it is. There's a book I want to go grab. All the books. All the books. as I approach the book. Power out. Where's the dumb thing? There it is. Okay, I have the book here now, so that should help a little bit. Hypothetically, theoretically. Okay, so let me double check the Ye Olde walkthrough. I apparently should farm a gold key while I'm in the upcoming place. That would be wonderful, Bladesurfall. That would be perfection, one might say. Well, I think... I'm going to test some. I'm actually curious, legitimately. Well, that's good to know, Bladesurfall. The whole reason I got the book was so I could work back quickly. I guess I could use the Unity again, but I've already forgotten what number it was, so... Unity is nice, and I actually appreciate it. I do. But it's nice to be able to just use the damn book, right? Speaking of Unity... Oh my god. G6. Oh, I believe it, Mr. Red. After all, I get to gaze upon you. My one true minion. Or, I mean... Look, I'm just saying, if I had to pick between you and those banana little jackasses, I'm taking you. That may or may not sound like a compliment. A moment, Lauren. Okay, so we can trigger other quests cutscenes. That's good. I thought we might be locked in on the one path and not actually be able to, you know, do the other path simultaneously. Which would have been even worse, and honestly probably negative-worthy. Common rumor has it that one can meet here with the terrestrial avatar Carbuncle. Could this be true? Carbuncle, bringer of rainbows. I am Tenzin of the Far East, sent here across the seas on the behest of Phoenix. The Keeper of the Apocalypse has come to Vana'diel. The four of the Mother Crystals are besieged by darkness. And in the face of this crisis, Bahamut and Diablos do nothing to defend them. Diablos draws soul to his dream world to shelter people from the emptiness, and Bahamut rallies his worms from the destruction of every last person on Vana'diel in the name of some ancient pact. Carbuncle, we all carry the curse of Promathia within us. It is not within our power to lift this bane. But I cannot accept this as justification for genocide. We were born as part of fate's design, and we will live the lives we have been given. Hi, Pika. Yeah, by the way, did you see Blightable? You who have brought the soul of Phoenix across the waves, and you who carry the blessings of the Mother Crystal, you have finally come into contact with the will of Promathia. I knew that even should the past be ground into dust, there would come a time when people would uncover the truth. No matter how tightly sealed, as long as it exists alongside the Mother Crystal, Promethea's will shall one day awaken. That's why I've come to guide you to the power of the slumbering gods. As many people as possible must possess the strength to prevent the awakening of the Twilight God. Slumbering gods. You speak of the great avatars that dream their existence in every corner of Vana'diel. I sense that Phoenix does not approve of my actions. He who tries to save the world and he who tries to save mankind. Bahamut and Diablos would also surely oppose me if they knew my plans. Every time the power of the avatars is granted to a person, it hastens the awakening of the sleeping gods. If the siphoning of energy continues, the boundaries of the crystal world that they protect will shatter, and their true forms will manifest on the world of Vana'diel. And then a furious battle will ensue between the terrestrial avatars and the newly awakened gods. But I believe this is the only option remaining to prevent Promethea's rebirth. The awakening of Promathia draws near. With the Keeper of the Apocalypse now among us, all that remains is for the gates of paradise to be opened. Understand? Has not the pursuit for the gates of paradise been the result of Promethea's curse? If so, everything has been for the purpose of reawakening the Twilight God. Carbuncle, destroying his minion ourselves, is the only way to save the children of Ulta. I beg of you, lend us the strength we need. Please tell us where to find the Keeper of the Apocalypse. He shines so brilliantly. I know that guiding light well. It is the light standing at your side, merging with your own, so it fills you with hope. Very well, I will grant my assistance. Will you help us? 30 years ago I sensed the birth of the Keeper of the Apocalypse. After a number of years the presence faded, and I can no longer sense its location. However, the fiery bird of resurrection will continue to lead your steps at this turn. And that is why I will lend my strength to Phoenix's diminished soul. Our thanks. Bringer of rainbows, I am delirious with joy at your words. Do not rejoice just yet. The energy I will share with Phoenix does not exist here. You have to go to a dungeon first. The power of Grant the Kulu in ancient times should still be sealed within Soja. Lower Runner, venture deep into the ruins and open Carbuncle's gate. With the knowledge you now hold, you should be able to operate the device that lies within. As I have no strength for battle, this is the best I can do, but I'm sure you'll find it helpful. Carbuncle, we are in your debt. This is the first terrestrial avatar to aid our cause. For the others, it will be welcome news indeed. But first we must secure the energy that is sealed in the ruins of Soja. Let us go there. Listen, Carbuncle can't fight. Come on. Come on. Alright, so now... Hang on. I mean, dead's a difficult word, Pika. Okay, how do I use this stupid cape? I don't know how to use the stupid thing. Oh, there it goes. So what I was asking, Blightable, is if you've seen how ZeniMax also got the axe, ZeniMax Online, a.k.a. ESO. They're being more quiet about it, but the hammer fell. They have lost over half of the development staff that we know of. I know what you meant, Pika. This is something I've been talking about for over a year now. Oh yeah, ESO is not only doing well, but it's actually doing better this year. Doesn't matter. That's not what matters anymore. Nope. I'll actually share the specific quote for you later on. So I was reading it during my lunch break. And I quote. Catherine Souza, who is the senior content designer, has had half of her team axed. That is the team that works on active development, content, events, and dungeons. I can't speak for the studio at large because I don't have those numbers. However, this is on top of them also firing their senior QA tester, their senior user researcher, their associate design director, their senior software engineer, their senior community and engagement manager, and a fairly large list of additional people. For 15 years, ZeniMax Online has been my home. I've had a hand in every dungeon thing, blah, blah, blah. I'm out. Fired after 19 years, fired after 15 years. They also canceled Project Blackbird last year, which is tied up to this. But looks like 2 months ago, Susan Kath and Nick Giacomini, who are the two producers and directors of ESO right now, were talking about how everything's doing better. The seasonal restructure was working, and everything was going great. And now it's completely up in the air. In fact, in addition to all of this, they have just recently today shared a post on the official forum saying, beyond Season 1, the roadmaps we previously shared will be shifting. We want to take the time to evaluate the work in front of us and look at an update schedule. We will give you concrete details when we have a clear timeline. None of that is good. So, no, I don't mean Elder Scrolls. I mean ESO. Very, very specifically. Hi, Sonashi. I will put that Suikoden sub towards Witcher 3, Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Thank you, Sonashi, as always. Oh gosh, I don't even remember off the top of my head, Blade 12. Like, they had that mobile stuff for a bit there, but I think that's all been axed at this point. So I think we just have, Elder Scrolls 6, and that's it, I want to say. Alright, where am I? I am going to H11, which is pretty much the very bottom. Okay, cool. Can I mount here? I can. Woo! I mean, roadmaps are valuable. So, the reason I have been paying so much attention to ZeniMax Online right now, push-ups, is because in the wake of all of the stuff that Microsoft is doing right now, I am legitimately afraid for ESO's continued survival. In other words, I'm way ahead of you on that. I've already been doing some prep work in the possibility of having to kick a run of ESO way up in the queue, just to play it before it's gone. Or worse. And if I might be so bold, I do think worse is worse than gone. That's just my opinion. I know I'm weird for that, but I do. Like, I saw what happened to Neverwinter. I've seen what happened to Star Trek Online, and I've seen what happened to Tor. All three of those games were kind of ruined, you know? Does it make a run more likely? Yeah. I'll be honest, suddenly shoving another MMO into the queue when I'm already so goddamn behind because of the nightmare this year has been is not something I'm very enthused to do. But I think my hand's getting shoved here, you know? Does she mean forced? No, I mean shoved. Actually, no, Pika. This all started when Microsoft went into AI. That really is it. I know a lot of people are like, AI, but no, this is because of AI. 100%. The amount of money, the ridiculous amount of money that Microsoft has been hemorrhaging. Well, let's just put it this way. Most of the AI companies are basically bargaining off of the backs of billionaires, as well as an insane amount of debt to keep afloat. Microsoft, perhaps intelligently, has realized that they can't feasibly do that and are trying to do everything they can to hemorrhage everything they can in order to try and balance the books. Microsoft Gaming is not the only part of Microsoft that's getting bled right now. It's just the part that matters the most to us. Clunk. Clunk. The machine has noticed something behind me. It's Mr. Red! Clunk, 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 rollers. So, you came even after I specifically requested you entrust this matter to me. I suppose it's your prerogative as an adventurer to poke your nose into other people's business. However, you really are too forgiving. Those who find enjoyment in the humiliation of others need to feel the sting of regret for their actions. Okay. Yeah, Lunaruth did. Dakota. It has a Switch remaster. Really? Oh, that's going to make that way easier. Look what you've done to my war machine after all I went through to get my hands on one. You're so mean. You're so terrible. You're so ugly. You waste your time speaking through these mandragoras. Are you listening, Vuki Chabuki? I am Lovrance, Mistale, representative of the Sandorian Cathedral. Show yourself immediately. Well, well. I never believed you met your end in Sandoria. I can never forget the cuts of that blade. You won't fool me. Throw down your sword. One false move and the bird will be on a direct flight to the Chateau d'Orgueil. It carries a note for the Royal Knights, one that informs them of your survival. Ha! Still prepared for the worst, as always. Your cowardice has worsened with age. But perhaps you didn't hear me clearly. I am Luverance in Mistale. Even with the assassination of Frankmage, the family of Mistale still retains honor among the knightly orders. With that name at my disposal, your trivia note will amount to nothing. I tire of your games. Vuki Chabuki. How would the scion of such noble Maquis family act in this way? Did you argue that honor alone will not fill a hungry belly? That's the kind of reasoning I would expect from a Tataro with no understanding of the term honor. It is the complete opposite. I have chosen to use my influence to see that justice is done. To see justice done? Your notion of justice should have been erased years ago, along with the destruction of Tabnazia. It is true that even now, 20 years after the war, the ruins of the Marquisate still crawl with the remnants of the Beastman army. However, the wards erected around the Sacrarium by the Cardinal Mildurian sheltered the underground delivery tunnels from invasion. I've discovered the safehold built within those tunnels harbors the refugees of Tabnazia. Refugees? Are you certain? If you had not chosen to waste your time here lamenting the past, this revelation would have reached you as well. The refugees of Tabnazia have already presented their plight to Juno and asked for a member of the government to visit Tabnazia. Juno? A government official immediately entered the safehold under this pretense of aid. Without the knowledge of the Tabnazian survivors, he proceeded to rifle through the contents of the Sacrarium. This is great news. At least the inhabitants of the Marquisate weren't completely obliterated. Those trinkets of the past have news for anyone. Juno can take whatever they want if the refugees are to be saved. But can it be truly said that the people of Tabnazia will be rescued? You lost a wife and children. I think he is. I think he's the dad. Everyone who survived that travesty lost something or someone dear to them. Their spirits have suffered a terrible blow. They spent years cowering from the shadows of horrors that lurk beyond the walls of the safehold. And those responsible for the current state of the Marquisate have all but forgotten its existence, living in blissful ignorance. Some of these same villains are soon to be the recipients of tears of gratitude from the very people they condemned to misery. Do you intend to simply stand and watch this injustice unfold, even though the truth weeps silently in your heart? Yeah, that's a line. What else would you have me do? Surely you don't intend to tell them what really happened. Yes, that is exactly what I propose. I will shed light upon the great purpose of the Allied army hidden behind the confusion of the Great War. I will also call for assistance in the restoration of the nation of Tabnazia. What? You can't possibly do this alone. The realization of that very fact prompted my return. I already control the successor to the Tabnazian Marquisate. Preparations to receive funds and troops from a certain wealthy family are also well underway. This wealthy family is willing to pour its resources into recovering the knowledge and relics that have been collected over the years by the Tabnazian Cathedral. However, these relics have all been taken by Cardinal Mildurian, and her present whereabouts are unknown. That's why I've come to request information from you. He pulls out his sword. I wish to know the source of this bounty. I need to know the way to the city of Alteo. Along with several others, you were on a secret mission from the cathedral to find a path to the celestial capital. Were you not? That may be so, but we were never able to discover a way to Alteo. Why, my little friend, did the Tabnazian Cathedral call upon me to silence you? You must have discovered something. Now choose. Do you keep your silence or do you keep your life? Wait, I'll tell you. We discovered the way that Altair opens once every 100 years. That's all we found, I swear. Once in 100 years. That's everything I know. Time for me to leave. My, he does move fast for such a diminutive chap. Never mind, I have the information I came for. The stone statue I saw in the Mameo mirror is the statue of Promathia, the one kept in the reliquarium of the Tabnazian Cathedral. Could this statue also be a relic from Altair? Which could be the professor from Windurst. The professor? And off he goes. No, Pika, I'm blind, dumb, and deaf. And literally didn't just talk about that 5 minutes ago. Sorry. Yes, I am aware of the fact. In fact, I knew about it last week. They haven't been quiet about it. A lot of people have been talking about looking for new jobs because, you know, a lot of people are on the axe. Well, thank you for the key, as usual. I do appreciate. Okay. Where? Sorry, I'm looking at the walkthrough. This is... Hang on. Oh, time to vanquish vermin. Hey, humanization. 1 second. I'm trying to figure out how to get someplace. It's extremely unlikely, but I'm going to see if I have a book for this, because that would speed this up tremendously. We're going to start more and more seeing when I just don't have the book for places, because, you know, there's so many places I could go before I actually... Oh my god, I actually do have to go to mines. Holy god, I do. As I say, there's only so many places I have access to before I start progressing the plot. Thank you, Humanization, for the sub, as always. I will put that towards F7R2, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Sea of Stars. Done. Sorry, I'm still fighting that pressure headache. I am sure, though sad, that many of you understand what I mean by that. Oh yeah, I never answered Blateval's question. I guess I kind of did. You asked what I think is going to happen, and I said, I think we're going to go kill Promathia. What? What are you honking at? It's a school bus. You gotta wait for a school bus, you assholes. But yeah, I said we're going to kill Promathia. We're going to JRPG it up a little. Sorry, 1 second. I just want to make sure that those kids get across that street without any issues. Oh, they actually stopped. Holy God. Probably Pika. Gosh, okay, what else do I think is gonna happen? Let me think about that. I mean, I will freaking pick up and carry a kid across the street if I have to. I had to do that once in my life. I don't think I have any other answer for you, Blitwell. There's so many dangling threads and so many plot arcs all kind of interweaving here, which is actually something I like about the story of this expansion. But as a consequence, it's hard to nail down like a specific thing I think will happen. Why, if it isn't the Adventurer Lore Runner? We just taught. I must commend you on your insight. Yes, it was nearly 100 years ago, too, that the Moblins wandered their way up from the bowels of Vanavia. And then the Tataro scientist who claimed to examine the statue in Tavnazia. What he said about the statue dug up from a labyrinth. I advise you don't let your guard down while traveling through these caves. The Moblins' behavior is often erratic, and they can be quite nastier than their cousins on the surface. Out of all the beastmen, they seem to realize they are children of the Twilight, and it is this fact that drives them. Ah, yes, one of my colleagues said he spoke with a creature known as Tarnatic deep in the eastern end of this area. The Moblins call Ultan Mavopolis. Whether the beast will help you or not. Hi, Valerian. I am still not convinced that this cave is truly the path to Alteo. Okay, now I'm convinced. It can't be. Okay. So here's the thing. I noticed that the second fastest option is the Snow Lily. Apparently I would need 2 of them, however. If you choose this option, make sure to get 2 as you'll come back one more time. Alternatively, make sure you collect the home point and work back without the second Lily. Okay, never mind. We can just do that. So where is this? K10. That's way over there. That is a long distance from here. Thankfully, these are all like level 30s. Well, this is a good time to chat. Let's see. So, it's very goblin music. I'm sorry for sighing so much. I really don't want to play another MMO after playing 2 other MMOs. You know what I mean? To be clear, and I've been very fundamental about this, if we do an ESO run, it's going to be a truncated run, like we did with Guild Wars 2, and indeed, like we're doing with FF11. No side content. No primary optional content. MSQ only. Anything more than that is just going to balloon the run into unfeasible territory. Looks like I want to go south. Look, speaking of someone who's been playing Midnight every day for like a week, that's not fair. Other than the non-dark every day for like a month. There we go, that's a better way to put that. Yeah. On the plus side, ESO would be substantially smoother than FF11. And again, I would probably just hijack my existing 50 and just kind of blitz. Blade Devil said he might be able to help gear me up a little bit, which would help even more. I don't even know how to get gear in ESO, as weird as that sounds. ESO was a very walk-through-y kind of an MMO. I mean, I know they all are, to some extent. But I kept running into this awful issue where I was having trouble even figuring out where the next MSQ is. Don't worry, I remember hunting down a guide that actually finally helped us figure out what was next. We just kind of walked away. That's not a dig, it's just there's issues. Yeah, we also have FF14 later this year. Almost assuredly. Let's see if I want to go down. Yeah, exactly, Valerian. I was actually worried for a bit there because for a period of its history, Lotro, that is to say Turbine, was under Microsoft. But after some checking, they appear to not be anymore. I'm not actually who they're under at this point. I don't remember. Yeah, Daybreak. So, in other words, I don't know who they're under at this point. I mean, Evercold looks pretty legit. I'm pretty excited for it. And Midnight's been knocking it out of the park. Ah, Warner Brothers. Yeah, that fits. Wait, what? Oh, it's even further east from here. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hang on. Here, I'll make you not have to walk this, Mr. Ed. I will walk through the desert by myself. It was nice knowing you, Mr. Red. But I'm afraid it's time for me to become Mr. Dead. It's the only way, Mr. Dread. Save yourself. Save yourself from FF11. Yeah. Remember me as I was, not as the desiccated husk I'm about to become. I actually don't agree that ESO is a historically significant game, but it was one of the last MMOs I was willing to do a run-through of, so... Like, it's already on the books, for God's sakes. And if you remember, we actually have a veto on MMOs, new MMOs. That does not include ESO. In fact, I'm almost positive ESO... Oh, no, it was ESO and Guild Wars 1 were like the very last ones I was willing to cover. And I'm not in a hurry on Guild Wars 1. They're fine. We can push that out a few years. Oh, here's the guy. Hi. I'm Tarnatic. Huh? You want to go deep into Mavopolis? You're crazy. Crazier than Tarnatic. I like crazies. Give me a flower that grows in the snow. ESO is almost a lot of... Yeah, it's almost an Elder Scrolls game. That's not even a dig. It is almost an Elder Scrolls game. It's wild. Thank you, Mr. Red. No, ESO was well afterward. I forget what year, but it was pretty far down the line. Oh, it was the only one in the auction house. Damn. Okay. Well, yeah, let's find this freaking waypoint, or home point, excuse me. There's no map for this area. Of course there isn't. We're gonna blindly go in a direction. Pray that this is Newton instead of Olton. Because Newton has the home point. Ah! Newton. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. And, and the home point's right freaking here. Perfect. Okay, we're good. We're good. We have lucked into success, by which I mean Mr. Renaissance. Okay. Yeah, ESO's gameplay was... let me walk that sentence back. ESO's combat was more interesting than engaging. I have actually mentioned this to Blade before. I felt like it got a little bit old. Like, it was very Dragon Age 2 syndrome, right? It was fun, but it was just the same thing forever. It never really varied. I always felt like I was doing something wrong, because it's like, well, I locked in with my build, and then I played that forever. It's fun for what it was. Prometheus reborn! Prometheus reborn! He's stronger than stupid Hume. He's more powerful than ugly goddess. We'll take him. Moblins don't break promises. We'll take him to Sparkly Place. But we digs. Moblins don't break promises. We take Prometheus to Sparkly Places. Never imagined we would meet Celsius in this place. What could these creatures be jabbering about? Sure. Who are you people? Do you know who that boy is? Agulga. I am Jabos. I have lived with the Moblins for a long time. A long time in peace. Lately, the Moblins act strangely. They praise the Twilight God. They attack the children of Altana. But I'll stop them, I promise. Moblins don't break promises. Now go. Leave the rest to me. Out of the way. Kookie's coming through. Why are you three here? Wait, right there. You are those pesky children from Tavnazia. Yeah, I just talked to your dad. That's the funny-looking boy. Told you we shouldn't have taken that shortcut. Who cares? Let's catch him. Yeah, I know, right, Blade Tavel? Of course they would play the danger music for these assholes. It's a perfect opportunity to take Celsius into custody. We cannot take up this... Okay. Well, hang on. Oh, I'm not party leader. I can't summon dudes. Ah, we don't need dudes. We got this, Mr. Red. It's time to make them Mr. Dead. They'll be dead from the red. They'll also be red from the dead. Both of these things will be true. No, I don't care that much, Mr. Ed. Alright. Die, monsters. It's time to taste Gobi flesh. I've been meaning to ask you, Blade Tunnel, how many of the classes have you played in FF11? How bored are you, Blade Tunnel? Just in general, like, across, say, the next week. that all you got? I can beat y'all with one hand. It's time for tickle torture. Yeah, you get where I'm going with this, Blade Jamal. Stop right there. Thank you, Javos. Hey, let us out. What's this? Ooh, 3 Totaro. Look, taste. How did we also get capture? Also, the Totaro could squeeze out of those gates pretty easily. In fact, so could we. We're delegates from Juno. You can't touch us. You're toast. We're delegates from Juno. If you don't let us delegate, you'll be toast. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! I said Totaro get Moblin headache. Be quiet or I cut your throats. Delegates? Who not happen to have been sent by Nagmalada, would you? Wait, everyone. Calm down. Listen to me. Jabbo, what you want, man? That boy, he's not Pramathia. He looks nothing like Pramathia. It doesn't look like Pramathia. You know what he looks like? Yes, I've seen Pramathia. His statue. Statue? Oh, the statues! The one that got stolen. Yeah, I saw it too. It looks nothing like Boy. But Boy used dark power, like the legend says. Yes, no crystalline chest. Can't be real Pramathia. And you weren't created by Pramathia anyway. Jabbo, don't start with that again. Jabbo's fooled by bad people. Bad people must pay. Leave them for Sai-Sai's dinner. Yikes, if you do that, we won't be able to trade you Pramathia statue. No Pramathia statue. Statue? You have the statue of Twilight God? You dug up Pramathia statue? Yeah, we know all about that white statue. You want statue? Trade us the boy. Trade us the boy! Why? I'm just standing here eating popcorn. And like, what's his face? Lovrance turns over and is like, where did you get that from? And I just look at him like... You can't give them reincarnates of Promathias. Promathia's angry. Wait, my reward's running away! Open, my reward's running away! Wait, I'll let you out. Woo. Now, naturally, you'd be like, we're done, right? Travelers, this place is dangerous. You should leave right away. The Moblins are upset. Who knows what they might do. There's an exit over there. Don't look back. And don't tell anyone what you heard or saw here. I do not think that would be possible. Mr. Jabos, of what the Moblin said, there's still much that troubles me. What are they talking of with the boy? You must tell us. It may aid us in finding Celsius and bringing him to custody. So, you know of the boy. I too wish to know more. We must go back to Bostock. That's it. Master Sid may know what's going on. I shall lead the way to the metalworks. There you can inform us of what you know. Wow, they actually tell us where to go, like, unabashedly for the first time in the frickin' game. Go to Sid. Speaking of, to Sid! This is funny, by the way. This is such an FF11 quest. I'll tell you why in a second. Oh yeah, it just started raining. Perfect timing. Oh no, I can picture it perfectly, Blade Jamal. Because I've played Bronze Era MMOs. I've played Silver Era MMOs. In fact, I've played basically all the Silver Era. What? You say you're looking for Luverance? Sorry, I haven't seen him since he left. Uncle Sid, a pack of angry goblins attacked the Steaming Sheep restaurant. Master Ogby drove them away, but not before they injured some of the guests. Goblins of Bastok. Is Hilda alright? Oh, Jesus Christ, Valerian. Lord Runner. Come with us right away. Jabos has been taken to Movopolis. Jabos? Jabos, who's that? Agalka has been living with the Moblins in Movopolis. For the past century, he has watched over the creatures, trying to convince them to live in peace with those in the world above their dark caves. Forget about that man. He has forgotten his roots, thrown away his identity. He is no longer Agalka. The Moblins attacked him? It's probably his own fault. It may be, but we can't look the other way. Without the assistance of Jabos, we'll never catch Celsius. Come, we must hurry back to the Underground City. Yeah, that's right. In case you missed that, the quest objective is to go to the very bottom of Novopolis, after going through Movopolis, after going through another city, I don't know the zone I remember the name of. And once you're down there, fight a boss, and then once you're done with the boss, come all the way back out here, only to be told to then immediately go directly back to the same place we were just at. Now imagine doing all this without teleports. I don't know where it is. Is it Rise of Zillard area? Where is it? I checked. Oh, right. I was looking for Movopolis. I didn't notice the newt in there. That's my fault. So anyways, now we go directly back. Holy God. Okay. Good news is we already have a golden key. Thank you again, Mr. Red. We're going to go right back into the mine shaft, and we're going to give the key. So yeah, the intended path here is you go through the mines, through the overworld in order to get to the mines, in order to get to the old world and old town, in order to get to New Town, in order to get to the shaft, in order to fight the boss, go all the way back out, and then come all the way back in, farm a gold key off of the mobs, I presume, in here, then progress back in here to the mine shaft in order to be able to progress. It's the shaft entrance, right? Yes. Alright, go ahead and trade. Game. Oh yeah, all of that involves fighting, by the way. You. Why have you returned? I have nothing more to say to you. Don't worry, I will convince the Moblins. I just need more time. More time. Come to your senses, man. You've been trying to convince these creatures for the past 100 years. They've not listened to you before, and they're not about to listen to you anytime soon. The Beastmen were born from a seed different than you and I. They'll never understand our logic, and we will never understand theirs. They're different from us. That's why they can't be trusted. Yes, there are a few individuals on both sides that learn to feel for the other. However, when the species unite as one, their nature takes control. The will of the group overrides the will of the individual. This will is their destiny, a destiny that cannot be altered. The boy we're after, Celsius, the Moblins will never betray him because it is the will of their species. And the will of their species is that of the Twilight God Promathia, the same will that Celsius inherited over 10,000 years ago. You are wrong. The Moblins are merely blind. Blind to the truth. They were tricked. Tricked? Tricked into what? Listen to me. Long, long ago, the Moblins were searching. Searching for an iron giant bathed in light. Their legend, it says the Iron Giant will give them power. So the Moblins began digging. What they found wasn't an Iron Giant, it was a stone statue. But they believed it was what they had been searching for. Though, no matter how much they prayed, no matter how many offerings they gave, the statue gave them nothing in return. Because it's a statue. To learn the reason why, they left the caves and began to attack people. They would kidnap and pillage, all to find an answer. I knew I must stop them, so I set on a journey to learn of the statue. It was not long before I learned it was not an Iron Giant, but Promathia. I told this to the goblins, hoping they would understand and change their ways. But I was wrong. I had opened Pandora's box. The moblins started to believe they were children of Promathia, and that it was their destiny to hate and destroy the children of Altana. And that's why you remained here with the moblins, to convince them of their misunderstanding, to repent for your sins. Chabos, you need not burden yourself with such futile efforts to shake unwavering destinies. The moblins would have eventually realized they were born of the Twilight God. Oh no, the Tavnazian priest told me. Our legend was wrong. The moblins were not born of the Twilight. Preposterous! Are you having to believe that an official from the Tavnazian Cathedral denied the teachings of Altana? I've never heard such an outrageous thing. Are you in your right mind, man? You're asking this of a Galka who identifies as a moblin. I know only what I heard. The priest, she helped me. She said the Twilight God died long before the Beastmen were born. He will return and bring the end of the world. She told me to continue searching for the true Iron Giant. When I found him, the slumbering gods would show me the truth. And she rid this place of that statue. With their statue gone, the moblins returned to their caves, began digging once more, in search of the Iron Giant, in peace. Until they found the crystal that breathes life into Vanadia. Chapo, why didn't you tell us? Chabos, we heard everything. Lovak. Trick. Chabos, we very mads. Very mads. Chabo. We've never been this mad before. Chabo never lied to us before. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Yes, I lied to you. I was told you were the children of Promathia, but I couldn't believe. That's why I kept searching. Searching for someone who would tell me the truth. Searching for the real God. Chabos, you can't fool us again. You can't trick us again. Wait, hey. Chabos, goodie bye, Angos. Goodbye. Wait. Chabos, what did they say? Where are you going? Actually, yeah, I did, Blake Duvall. Must go. They told me goodbye. Then come with us. Chabos, your strength and will to save the moblins. Why not use that ability to save us as well? Save us? Just as the moblins are bound by the chains of Promathia, the children of Altana, too, are in danger of meeting the same fate. If the chains are truly merely part of the Twilight God's curse, and possibly what you said is true, the moblins are not children of Promathia, but simply diseased by his evil will. The chains of Promathia? Yeah, it's the expansion we're playing. Stop saying it! Come, Chabos, let us meet with Cid and derive a plan to rid our world of the Twilight's darkness once and for all. For the second time, by the way, in a row. Alright, I will help you to save them. Not us. Them. My friends, the moblins. Yep, the gold key is gone. That's a consumable key. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Okay, hold up. Also, oh my god, you need a gold key per person in the party. Oh my god. Yeah, it could be worse. As Mr. Red just proved. Imagine if I just had to just stop and start farming here. Honestly, at that point, maybe I should have leveled a thief, if that was the route we were going. If you have to just get an exit, sucks to be you! I actually don't know if that's completely true. Back in Asheron's Call, there was a lot of quests where you had to be specifically flagged to enter an area for the sake of quest cohesion, or for flow. And if you disconnected for whatever reason in the middle of that, it would bounce you right back out, and you couldn't do that quest until the timer was up. Now, in Asheron's Call, almost every quest in the game was on a timer. So you could try again in a day, or a week, or a month. It still sucked, though. Yeah, what's funny is this game does have that concept. Pretty much everything in this menu option right here is a script. It's a flag that makes it so that you can have access to something forevermore. So it's not like they couldn't do something like that. Lol, Braven. So let me get this straight. The Keeper of the Apocalypse is actually the reincarnation of the Twilight God. I'm going to have to fight him? This is not turning out like I wanted it to. Celsius is gone. He left Movopolis. Moblins don't know anything. But my friends, they believe he'll return, so they continue to dig. They will show him the way to the crystal. I see, but considering their previous actions, I think it would be a wise idea to keep an eye on them. Who knows what they might try next? If they're trying to find a way to the fifth Mother Crystal before we do, the consequences could be immeasurable. Moblins, my friends. Master Sid, we have neither the time nor the resources to engage the Moblins. Currently we must face the problem before us. Bahamut and his plan to destroy mankind. Yeah, we can't deal with the lesser threat of the Moblins. We gotta go stop the end of the world first. Hello, priorities. If the Moblins are digging this tunnel for the boy, then chances are he will return when they are finished. When he does return, that's our perfect opportunity to catch him. That's true, but think of the implications. A path to the fifth crystal will be opened. Alright, first we need to wait for everyone else to get back. There's still quite a few things Prish needs to clear up. I myself am going to need more time. I need to finish my work. I'm making my wings! According to some inside information, I happened to stumble across Bahamut's hiding out in the Sea of Clouds, higher than any man's ever flown. Try to take my baby Sid up there in her current state, she'd be torn to pieces by the turbulence. No, there's a few more things I've got to teach her before we have our date in the heavens. Excellent, what do you think will be ready? As soon as you finish the other two quests. You need not worry, Jabos has provided me with much information on his subterranean companions. A few of my friends will also be lending their hands. I know everything about Movopolis, and I know everything about Moblins. Alright then, looks like I found the right men for the job. By the way, have you heard anything regarding Prish? While searching for information, I heard of a group of Mithra known as Sin Hunters, which is a quest I'm actually in the middle of right now, so I'm just going to kind of zip through this a little bit. Yep. Okay, cool. Okay. Whoosh. Whooshka. I can't even imagine doing this without a walkthrough. I mean, I can. I've done this type of thing without a walkthrough. Just... Okay, now to someplace called the Spiral. Unity Warp 125. Yeah, and that was sped up with your aid, Mr. Red. I just... whoosh. This game. Holy moly. Alright, we're going to J8. Is straight north of us. Okay, I'm awake, I'm awake. Sorry, this is just uniquely draining. It's very strange playing this game. I'm pretty sure most of you know what I mean. Those of you who played this game know what I mean. It is just kind of draining. I don't even mean that as a complaint, just a statement of fact. I mean, yeah, probably way too full. It's just weird to think about. I have exactly 2 mounts. And you've seen one of them. The other one is a chocobo. So this is a fun dungeon. I mean, the way it's designed, I should say, the way it is currently designed to be played is I'm supposed to be walking around with an entire party of trusts and pretending that I'm a full group. Which is not too dissimilar to what I'm doing. Originally, it's different. I was responding to Matt Overlord. Sure, whatever. Okay. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is, Mr. Red, to be quite honest with you. I'm trying not to whinge about it, because I know everyone's tired of hearing me. But I'm just sitting here freaking out. It's like, oh my god, I'm nowhere. I'm not even halfway through the second expansion. Kill me. You know. I guess we're over halfway through. We're on 5.3 and it goes up to 8 something. 8.5, so. Sure, if I'm going the right way. I don't actually have a guide here. It literally just says go forward. Hi, Dream Whisperer. Wait, they're doing another edition for 40k? Jesus Christ. Alright, what are they doing with it? I mean, I'd be down, Trix, yeah. Shareholders in general need to, you know, die, so... I am very curious if the gameplay is going to get better. I really am. Oh, that sucks. So what'd they do, Takara? How many expansions are there? Hang on. I got a list. Counting the one we're going back towards. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I came back about an hour and a half ago, Spark. But I've said this several times. Almost every MMO out there, the gameplay slowly improves over time. And I mean, that is true in this game. Again, the existence of the books and the Unity warps and the teleporting all over the place, the trusts, the removal of the level caps on a lot of these quests. So, by definition, what you're seeing is already an improved version of the game. That's not a joke. Check the avatar gate at the bottom for a cutscene. Okay. That's awful, Dakota. Jesus Christ. Yeah, hang on. I'll be with you guys in a minute. Okay, fine. Die. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. Blades of all help? Head to the tower at the glacier and enter Zoja. I have done that. The tower is not a maze. There are 16 doors you must pass through normally, but each one has a high chance to pass through a gargoyle. Defeating the gargoyle, move through quickly as the door will not stay open for very long. Doors cannot be opened from the other side. If you're in a party and someone doesn't make it through, they'll be stuck. There are other mobs in the room. You have to worry about them. Monsters will aggro you through the doors, so take caution. Possible to bring a thief to pick the doors. Some doors will not spawn anything. After you've made your way past the 16 doors, head down the elevator and check the avatar gate at the bottom for a cutscene. That's the elevator. That's the avatar gate. Nothing's happening. I don't know what to do. Like, the next step is in Juno, for God's sakes. %? Jesus Christ, Dakota. This is... So it's part of 5-3. We're on the 3 paths. This is specifically the Pursuit of Paradise, which is Tenzin's path. With the aid of the Carbuncle, the power of the Phoenix Blade will supposedly increase dramatically. However, you must first travel to Zoja. I'm in Zoja. Yeah, I already talked to Carbuncle. Dead end. Can I help you? Well, that's an interesting question, Blade Javal. Let me ask you a counter question. How would I know? Like, I wasn't counting. And none of the doors were interactable. Oh, right. I'll go ahead and pop those out. Since I have trust. Speed this up a bit. Yeah, no kidding, Dakota. I've been liking Rogue Trader for what it is. Haven't played it for a minute, but still, I was liking it for what it was. Dark Heresy, let's see. Oh god, I can't go over a... This is a new low. I can't go over a 2-inch tall nub on the ground. Pursuit of Paradise. Spiral, right there. I am in Zoja. Oh, I'm sorry, Dakota. I thought you were talking about the new Alcat game. Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, gotcha. That makes more sense. Welcome home, Sean. Hope the game was good. Who won? The only thing I know is Mexico lost recently. To England, I believe. Well, I'm backtracking on the off chance I am, in fact, in the wrong location. I admit I am not sure how, but then again, I am a moron who has been wrong many times in his life. That would be funny, but now England can kick the USA's ass. Think about it, the irony. I love this. This is the great curse of FF11. Like, at least if I was making progress, they'd be like, well, alright. This sucks, but at least I'm getting somewhere. But I'm not sure if I'm even making progress. I mean, Fantasy Flight Games has known what they're doing for a long time. I don't know if that's changed. I haven't looked into them in a while, I'll admit it, but... Yeah, by the way, there are no doors here I can interact with. It's just the elevators that are on a timer. Before you ask. I'm gonna laugh if it really is at the bottom and there's just something else I need to do at the bottom. So I'm just gonna have to go through this entire dungeon 3 times. I'm already almost through the entire dungeon for a second time now. I'm almost positive this is the way outside, but that's kind of what I want. Check this really quick. That's a good question, Rain36. I mean, obviously MUDs predate MMOs. And repeatable content games aren't exactly an old content, or excuse me, aren't exactly a new content. Okay, so we are in I-7. So it says the tower's at J8. We're in the wrong tower. This is exactly why I bothered to leave. Oh my god. I hate everything in the entire universe. I have no one to blame for that but myself. Can I just go over the ledge, please? Please. Of course not. Sexism, Trihexia. Hi, Elazar. I mean, it's worth noting, and I've mentioned this a few times, for all of its FF11-ness, FF11 was a smash hit. It was the most financially successful FF ever. And I think is actually still the second most financially successful FF ever. Which is sort of sad when you think about it. But it also ties into a concept I've spoken of recently, where people will point to financial numbers, especially of a very, very high amount, like where it's like record-breaking financial numbers, and say, well, that's the trend, we should do that, and that's always the wrong decision. And yeah, keeping in mind that this is not too long after the Spirits Within disaster, which we're still having issues with to this very day, technically. Alright, I'm in J8. Okay. There's actually a financial term for it. I forget what it is. It's when you focus on your cash crops to the expense of everything else, because cash crops make money. And the problem is, in reality land, doing that is always, and I want to stress that word, always a bad idea. You have to have other stuff. You have to have other project, you have to have other IP, you have to have other food you're growing. Doesn't matter the industry. If you focus on your metaphorical cash crops, then yeah, you, metaphorically, have nothing to eat. Every single industry has had people who focus on metaphorical cash crops, and it's always led to problems. Look at what's happening with Samsung right now. I bet you money that Samsung is going to die as a company within the next 10 years. Aww. Aww. Yeah, I mean, this isn't even a new concept. What Dream Whisperer just mentioned is how people learned how to diversify crop growth to refill the soil. Because if you just sit and... let's ignore cash crop for a second. Let's say that you just make the same... Yeah, there's our gargoyle. Let's just say you grow the same thing in the same spot year after year. You will actually deplete the soil. We figured this out as a species centuries ago. Yeah, this is more like what I was expecting. And that's bad, because replenishing soil, like, is hard to do if you're not working on it bit by bit over time. Wow, this is fun dungeon design, I'll tell you what. Oh god, it's that freaking cave in FF4. Open a door, trapdoor. I mean, it's not as bad as that. That cave actually is awful. I like FF4, but that dungeon could go straight to hell. Yeah, don't have insta-kill and don't have a timer built in. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, Mad Overlord, but you get what I mean, right? What they're doing is damaging, is my point. Just like it always is. I mean, hell, look what's happening right now with the AI boom, which Samsung is a part of, admittedly, but I mean just in general. Everything happening right now to Microsoft Gaming is happening because a few people saw dollar signs and decided to cut off every other part of their body that wasn't currently making money. Or at least, wasn't making as much money, excuse me. Remember, Microsoft was doing perfectly good financially. Until they started investing into AI. Idiots. Oh, 100%, Mr. Red. Unlike Samsung, Microsoft almost assuredly will not be getting a bailout. Yeah, one thing I will credit Microsoft for is helping to remind... Maybe remind's the wrong word. Inform people who aren't tech-savvy of how bad AI is. I literally just responded to that, Zactef. Mere seconds ago. It's okay. I wouldn't listen to me either, Zactef. I've been to ask Blade12, speaking of slow combat. Sorry, random thoughts. How far did you get in FF9, your latest endeavor? Yeah, exactly, Blade12. No, that's exactly what I meant. Like, AI bad, but... Oof. Ah, Lindblom. Yeah, that's the best part. Even if AIs worked as advertised, which, to be clear, they super don't. But, like, even if they worked in the fantasy world like people want them to work, that's not a viable business strategy, right? Like, I've always kind of been amused by the thought of, what money did you think you were going to make off of this? Yeah, AI... my favorite quote about this isn't a joke, this is true, is that WinRAR has made more money than AI has. All of AI. Everywhere. That's funnier the older you are, but it's still true. So this is the device which will provide us the power of Carbuncle. Let us begin. Good question, Spartan. And yes, that's exactly who Carbuncle is. I hear the voice of Phoenix. She's telling us to return to Juno. Yeah, thanks. Could we have just gone to Juno instead of doing all this nonsense? I told you, the next step is Juno. One second, please. The nuclear squirrel. Yeah, they'd be fine, Trihexia. They'd get their paycheck and they'd go home. You gotta understand, most of the people making decisions at corporations don't suffer any consequences from doing so. On purpose, that's by design. Seems you have experienced a trying ordeal in the Northlands. I have attempted to gather information from the Ducal Guard, however none are willing, or should I say allowed, to speak of the matter, though the fear in their eyes tells much. And that's not all. Recently there have been unsettling rumors that the end of the world is near. Those rumors also say the young patient I treated, the girl who had her amulet stolen, is connected with this in some manner. I even heard the Ducal Guard has a warrant out for her arrest. Mistress, Lady Prisha is simply being used. The true criminal is that boy. Why, if it's not... I apologize for my sudden entrance, Doctor. Lord Runner, something terrible is underway. I have come from the Grand Duke Palace, where I heard of the Duchy's ridiculous plan. Juno has begun to mobilize the Ducal Guard in preparation for an attack on Bahamut. Yes, Bahamut has threatened Vana'diel with promise of apocalypse, but he's still one of the terrestrial avatars bound to protect our world! There must be some way to persuade the Conqueror of the Skies, and that's why I requested to accompany the commander of the operation, Lady Esha. Unfortunately, the commander was not one to listen to reason. She is convinced it would be futile to try and communicate with Bahamut, and the only way to save the people of Vana'diel is to attack the Worm King and his minions before they attack our cities. Excuse me, sir, I'm not sure if I fully comprehend what you're trying to say. Bahamut is readying an attack on the Four Nations? That can't be true. Meanwhile... But if it was, have the Legion of the Nations been informed? Have their armies begun preparations? Unfortunately, Sandoria, Bastok, and Winters more than likely remain oblivious to the situation at hand. And even if they did know, they would have no means of mounting a counterattack. Bahamut is known as Conqueror of the Skies for a reason. The power he and his minions possess is beyond anything we can imagine. The power of time and space. Time and space. Time and space! The moment he and his minions were to arrive above our cities would be the moment of our defeat. We have no choice but to accept annihilation. But I feel there's still a way. Lady Esha mentioned the Bahamut is currently building up the energy necessary for teleporting his fellow worms to the location of attack. He can fly. Why not just... Okay, whatever. If we can reach Bahamut before he has stored enough power, we may be able to persuade him not to begin his ambush of Anadio. Persuade him? The end of the world is right before us. You want to sit down and chat with the bringer of destruction? Exactly! I'm glad you understand. With the Phoenix Blade and Lore Runner, who's just munching popcorn over there for some reason, I'm positive I can convince Bahamut to spare the lives of those of this world. You've already tried twice, haven't you? I need to know where the boy was first discovered. Understood. Wolfgang, Capital of the Guard, ordered me not to reveal this information. However, I'm afraid I no longer have a choice. Yeah, we'll kill Wolfgang later. On the first floor of Delkfut's tower, no! Is a large doorway that leads into the deeper... Am I seriously going back to Delkfut? I am. I actually am. Oh my god. Somewhere down there, the boy mysteriously appeared. A large central chamber, but that's all I remember. I'm extremely grateful for all you've done, Doctor. Come, we have no time to lose. Ah, but there's a door. A locked door that only Wolfgang knows how to open. I have no worries, as Phoenix will lead the way. Make your preparations. Meet me at the tower. It may be a worthless effort, but let me ask Wolfgang for the key to the chamber. While sometimes misled, he is a man who strongly believes in justice. He's only tried to kill you like twice. He may feel it is solely his duty to protect the world on the eve of its destruction. We must let him know that there are those of us who follow the same path as he. Take this envelope to the palace guard post. I will pray for your success. Okay? Lawful. Got it. Cannot believe we're going back to freaking Delkfut. Who on the development team is in love with Delkfut? What is this you say? You have business with the captain. Ah, Lore Runner, I was looking for you. Esha, Duke Vicarious, would like to hear your account of what transpired in the Northlands. What is this envelope? From Dr. Monbaro. Why would he? First things first, follow me. Silence. Welcome back, adventurer. I see you were unsuccessful in protecting the fourth crystal. And now it's looking more and more like you were the one who was leading the boy. Relax. I'm not blaming you for anything. Nagmaloda kept the secret of the amulet to himself. It is his foolishness that acted as catalyst for what occurred in the Northlands. And now we know the true identity of the boy. There's no reason to further suspect your nation's involvement. I apologize for not trusting you. However, now we must put aside our misunderstandings and unite to save the world from being destroyed. Will you help us protect the Mother Crystals? I don't care. Look, do you have cheddar popcorn? In the presence of the fourth crystal, I have learned a strange occurrence took place. Is it true the girl you took with you actually helped Celsius and thwarted the plans of Nagmalada? It's extremely important you do not withhold information from us. Let's see, the Duchy is currently searching for that girl. We do not wish to punish her. We feel she may be in grave danger. We must find her so we can protect her. The first threat to her will be Nagmalada. He is already attempting to make it seem as if the fall of the fourth crystal was the girl's fault. If he finds her, he will poison her mind, preventing her from speaking anything that may harm his plan. The second threat will be the boy, Celsius. His destination will most likely be the fifth and final crystal. However, this crystal lies deep beneath the sea, and the only one who knows how to reach it is the girl. Finally, the third threat will consist of assassins from the south. You may have already heard the rumors of the Mithrin Sin Hunters. Yes, I have. They will not give up until they've punished all they seek. Okay, I'll go kill the Sin Hunters. If you find the girl, bring her here. No harm will be brought to her, I swear in the name of the goddess. Lady Esha. Lore Runner, did you tell them everything that happened? Yeah. My plan was flawless. If it wasn't for that despicable girl, Prish, I would have captured Celsius and this whole ordeal would be solved. That girl heard the whisper of Celsius' soul, sang the song, and helped him escape. The testament of affinity she possesses. It connects the hearts and souls of men. Celsius has been using it to control her. But now we have the chance to find out his true intentions. If we can capture the girl, we can use her to tap into Celsius' mind. We can learn if he truly arrived to save Alteo. You miserable man. Are you saying Celsius does not know our crusade ended long ago? You fool. You're saying Celsius does not know the Celestial Capital was destroyed long ago. Perhaps it is we who don't know the true outcome of the crusade or the true fate of our capital. I propose an expedition be sent to Alteo. There we may find answers to why Celsius survived all the centuries, and why he continues to poison the mother crystals. That's why we must first investigate the line leading to the 5th crystal. Please grant me access to the crystal terminus. I understand why you feel an expedition is necessary. However, the Armathrin Society has already made a decision on the matter. I seem to recall you've been given orders to search the Moblin city that was discovered near Bastok. All affairs occurring Celsius have been left to Esha. You are not to interfere. But Lady Esha has been given the assignment of Bahamut. Celsius is a much graver problem than you can imagine. I don't think... Yes, you don't think! Did you really believe attacking the boy with the Eye of Altana could defeat him? Your impudence is the cause of all our troubles. But... Nagmalada, do not misunderstand us. The Society does not intend to pry at your faults. The reason we have entrusted you with the Moblin investigation is because your excellent Kulu powers of negotiation are vital for the success of the mission. Lady Eshi, you do not realize how powerful the boy has become. Now with the eye gone and the path to the 5th crystal sealed, how do you plan on dealing with him? I don't think you even have a plan. Very well. Let me inform you of how we plan to stop Celsius. We're going to give the Lore Runner over there some popcorn. How? You can hear me, can you not, Celsius? It is I who possess the other amulet you seek. I am waiting, Celsius. Come, fulfill the pact. Here, take this envelope back to the doctor. It does not belong to me. How would he try to... Delicious popcorn. Yeah, I can't feel very proud of my transmog because it was basically handed to me by you guys. Like, I like how I look, don't mistake me, but... Yeah, it's a little crude, Magister, but it's there. It exists. Even Asheron's Call has transmog. I see by his reaction Wolfgang understood the meaning of the map. Where should you go? That's a secret. But if you think hard enough, I feel you'll come to understand. Really? Okay. Well, hey, there's the dancers. Which I only know because I'm pretty sure one of those gave me the quest to become a dancer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Kefka, are we still here, Kefka? Did the electrician strike again? I don't think so. Okay, we're good. Let's just say, FF11 reacts almost immediately to disconnects. It's not like WoW, where it tries to reconnect. I love this. How would you know this is here? I think I was literally playing FF6 the first time I had connection issues played it all. Also, there's no mistaking the word Kefka. Like, it's not like some words. If someone's going to say Kefka in chat, it's as a direct response to something, right? You'll not find anything of interest there, Laura. This place, A long time ago in Juno, there were two boys, the best of friends, always sticking their noses in places they didn't belong. Fighting, getting into trouble. One day the boys found a shard of blue glass. There's nothing special about it. It was probably just a broken bottle from one of the local pubs. However, to the boys, it was fabulous treasure. Looking through the glass allowed the boys to see the world in a different light. It made towns new and exciting. The boys would spend hours arguing over who was to use it next. But in time, the buildings and the bridges began to bore them, and one day they decided they would defy their father's warnings and sneak out of the city gates to have a look at the rest of the world. For a member of the Ducal Guard, coming this far is a simple task, but for two boys who never ventured beyond the borders of their hometown, their little journey was a grand adventure. And on that journey they brought their treasure. When they gazed at the towering duchy through the soft blue glass, they realized their strength, beauty, and grandeur that was Juno. They were awestruck by the sound of their hometown. The excitement they felt by watching Juno from that spot drew them back there numerous times. However, one day one of the boys said a strange thing. Juno's amazing whether you look at it through the glass or not. It's been a long time since we both visited this place. Look at this city. It's just as beautiful today as when we were boys, wouldn't you say, Wolf? Why have you come here, Montborough? I've been so busy lately, I just thought I'd come to rest a spell. Why are you here? I was just patrolling the area. Let's see. Wolfgang. You know the glass is mine. What? Don't you remember when you buried it? You said the treasure's yours. I don't need it anymore. I never said such a thing. Where's your proof? You have it in writing, huh? I don't see any signatures. Some things never change, do they, Wolf? If you want it, it's yours. The shard should still be right where we buried it. No, the treasure was neither mine nor yours. It was ours. The true reason I came here was to bury the glass. I guess I never told you I dug it up and kept it in my room. Recently, I seem to have lost sight of what I truly need to protect this world. It's Lore Runner! And well, when I was a boy staring at the duchy from this hill, I thought I had finally realized what my father was risking his life to protect. Coming here today reminded me of that. And hopefully I will never again forget. I'll be seeing you, Burrow. Where did I put the key? Hope I didn't bury it by mistake. Oh well. What's another slap on the wrist and you cut and pay? I have a successful doctor friend to buy all the rounds next time we go to the pub. Who would that happen to be? I guess I was right. My old friend hasn't changed a bit. Oh, if I were you, I'd see what the captain's buried over there. I have a feeling it might be useful to you on your quest. I request you leave the other treasure where it rests. Allow the memories of two young boys to live on, even if just for a little while longer. That was a decent cutscene. Weirdly enough. I like that. Something is buried underneath the blue glass. You leave the glass where it is. And now... And now we go back to Delkfud. Just to ruin the moment as thoroughly as possible. Is there not a book around? I thought there was a book around here. I am clearly wrong. Alright, whatever. Alright, hang on. So let me give 3 negatives. First and foremost, very important. And a couple negatives here. And a positive. Oh, yes.
See something funny.
I would like to see something funny. Oh my god. Is that just from today or the last couple of days?
Oh no, this is since I started wearing flip-flops again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say. I like the pictures.
We got rained on again.
Yeah, that keeps happening.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
This looks familiar.
Yeah, I'm in hell still. Oh my god.
No, I mean like this structure. Is this that starter city that you tried to get me to so that I could become a what-you-figure?
Possibly. But I never got you to play FF11. It might look similar to FF14 somewhere.
No, that's what I was saying. In FF14, is this...
So it's obviously a different place. But it does look similar, now that I'm thinking about that. Hello, cat. Cat! Nope, no escape. No escape. Okay, he can escape. He does not like being picked up. Do not ever play FF11, by the way. Do me that favor, sis. Like, just do me that favor.
Okay.
Appreciate. Laydowns. Recovers.
I did this.
You did?
So,
You did many things. There were Delphoot. There it is. No, Pocket hates being held, which is really frustrating. Because he also loves attention, loves scritches, and will absolutely be frustrated if he's not near a person. Oh my god. H5. I know where that is. All the way around. Looks like counterclockwise. Oh man, hey! We're in the best dungeon in the game again! I'm just doing my Sid cosplay down here. God almighty, please tell me I'm going to finish this stupid quest today. We're almost 2/3 of the way through it. Almost. What are we doing? We have to do this, we have to fight a mini-boss, go through a door, then we're going to go back to Zojia again. Go through a thing, see a cutscene, and then we'll be done with the second. So we'll be 2/3 of the way through the quest. I don't know how bad the third is. I haven't even looked at it yet. We'll see. This should spawn a dude. There's the dude. Dude is dead. You know, anytime you say it shouldn't be too bad, I panic just a little bit. Lord Runner, where did you get that key? What key? What are you talking about? The captain of the Ducal Guard. Well, well, well. Excellent timing. Great minds think alike, wouldn't you say? I never thought it'd be you two who helped me. I, too, have very important business on the other side of that door. Ah, what a grand sight. He's had a lot of dialogue this expansion. The 5 mother crystals. It is this contraption that protects them as they slumber beneath Vana'diel. Protects them, so that's the purpose of the tower. Exactly. The 5 crystals are connected by the 5 crystal lines that converge on this very place. For many centuries we have monitored the lines, protecting the radiance of the crystals. However, when the Worm King Bahamut arrived, the 5 crystal lines began acting strangely. We could no longer control them. And then came Celsius. He came here? Sir Nagmalada, are you saying the boy came here via the crystal line? Which means by traveling through the line, he can... Exactly, he can reach the 5th crystal. However, it's not as easy as you may think. The lines are not built as a path for men. They were built to gather the light of the mother crystals. The true reason Celsius was able to enter this place was because he was aided by a guardian of the crystals, a terrestrial avatar. Terrestrial avatar. It's all clear now. Phoenix led me to this place to show me the way to the celestial capital of Altair. Phoenix? Who led you here? That is truly unfortunate. If only this had happened before Zojra was reactivated. Reactivated? What do you mean by that? The ruins of Zojra were once the homes of my Kulu brothers and sisters. However, at the onset of the Kulu War with the Zillart, the terrestrial avatars lent us their power and transformed the area into an impenetrable stronghold. And deep within the ruins is a device that blocks the flow of energy through the crystal line. Esha has repaired that device. Repaired it? Why would she do such a thing? I no longer know what the Society is plotting. That's why I came here, to find out their true intentions. Are you surprised? I guess that to you, we ancients, are all the same. However, that could not be further from the truth. The Zillart were blessed with the ability to subliminally communicate with all around them, the whisper of the soul. It was this ability that made the bonds between them unbreakable. However, there were those who were born without the whisper, the Kulu. My people were destined from birth to sit outside the bonds of Zillartian community. We bystanders were able to ascertain the truth, and it was that this helped us survive the crusade of 10,000 years ago. The Zillart, the Avatars, the Celsius, once again their sins will deface Vana'diel and undermine her children. That's terrible. If you know such a battle is brewing, why do you not attempt to stop it? Why must we fight the Avatars? Such a battle would be meaningless. Our true enemies are the emptiness and the evil boy spreading it. Is that what you have to say? Tenzin, when are you going to stop being led around like a leash, on a leash like a measly dog? When are you going to see what the terrestrial avatars really want? Listen, I told you this once before. Celsius is nothing but a traitor. 10,000 years ago, he prevented the Zillart from obtaining what they desired. Now he's simply attempting the same thing. The records stored in this crystal line observation equipment have shown me the reason why Celsius travels to the mother crystals. Okay. By touching the shards, he's able to drain their light, their power. The power. Their power. Their power? Their power. To accomplish our task, we had to gather the power of the crystals and fuse it to one. To do that, we need to repair and revive the Zillartian machines that were damaged by the accident that occurred 10,000 years ago. With the machines working again, we were able to slowly draw the light of the crystals. When he realized he could not single-handedly take on the whole nation of Juno, he turned to the crystals instead. And when he laid his hands on them, the power flowed from the facets like water rushing from a broken dam. Sudden loss of power resulted in a disruption in the space surrounding the crystals. Without the life-giving light of the crystals, the space became overwhelmed with darkness. The emptiness. But Celsius first appeared on Vana'diel at the same time as Bahamut. In my home nation, there are reports of the emptiness eating its way through the land long before Bahamut even arrived. Wait, you just said you were slowly draining the light of the crystals. That would mean the cause of the emptiness in the east is you, the Zillart. Humph, I was beginning to realize when you would wonder that, Tenzin. But don't misunderstand us. It was never our intention to harm Vana'diel with the emptiness. When we lay in slumber for 10,000 years, things changed. Crystals changed. I hear Taylor Swift isn't even popular anymore. Especially below Alteo. When the celestial capital was destroyed and sunk to the bottom of the sea by Taylor Swift, the crystal was damaged. The data and its returns are very odd indeed. However, you need not worry. Once the gate of the gods is opened, the crystals will return to their former state. And once they do, the emptiness will disappear in the crystal's radiance, and the Zillart will have accomplished their dream. Only the wretched avatars stand in our way. That's enough. Before I slice you in two, I will give you the opportunity to recall the words of Diabolos. Wake up! You are all bound like marionettes by the chains of Promathia. When the gates of paradise open, we will be no more. But with an end always comes a new beginning. Why are all these assholes so obsessed with killing everyone? Jesus Christ. Tenzin, have you asked your precious Phoenix what actually happens when our world is no more? What do you mean? Yes, the world we live in now is nothing but an illusion. Compared to paradise, Vana'diel is a cesspool festering with pain and suffering, lost hopes and dreams. Stricter values waver in the winds of uncertainty while you pilfer your precious time, struggling to recognize truth that peer back at you through darkness. You are inclined to search aimlessly for hints of who you truly are, though you rarely discover them, and it is this failure that ultimately forces you to hang on, that actually went off camera. To tread a vague path through your miserable lives. Even confessions of the soul result in disagreement and inconsistency, thrusting your pitiful masses into utter chaos. It is this chaos that breeds evil, an evil that propels you into justifying deeds of malevolence to maintain your false sense of purity. You were born into... Is this written by the Chrono Cross guy? I'm just wondering. You were born into this world, and this is the only world you know. That is why you fear its end. You fear it and you fight it. The terrestrial avatars recognize this characteristic of your people and have used it to their advantage. Why? Have you ever wondered why the terrestrial avatars are named so? Because they too were born on Vana'diel. If it returns to paradise, they'll be nothing but mere animals. Your people are nothing but puppets, your strings tied to the fingers of the avatars, destined to a life of slavery. Why not open your eyes to the truth? Now you must realize your true enemies are the avatars who claim to protect you. Your journey through darkness is over. You can leave the rest to me. I shall change your destinies. The light Celsius has gathered from the Mother Crystals. If the celestial capital of Alteo still does exist, then the Zillart's plan is... The monitoring device will inform me of the crystal's memories. The memories will guide me. Let your memories show me the truth I seek. Kingdom truth. Hang on. So Masato Kato is the Chrono Cross guy. I saw it too, Sean. It looks. I'm already excited. Nope. He actually wrote Rise of Zillart. And all the bad Mana games. That's funny. Dawn, Children, and Heroes is all him. I'm only receiving partial data. Still too much interference from the fifth crystal. But that image, I've seen it before, the Chamber of Eventide, and that was Escher. Yes, it's all clear now. No, I was going to wait for Rax to show up to share it. Could it be? Nagmalata said the terrestrial avatars are using us to prevent people from waking up and realizing the truth. If that's true, the people who gave their lives for this flame... Phoenix, answer me! To grant you this form, lives were lost, villages destroyed. The lifeblood you drank from my people. Was it not to save Vana'diel? Was it not to breathe hope back to her children? Once again, you tell me to visit Fenrir. Where? The southern tower of Zoja? That's that all? We shall see what truths the final avatar presents us with. We shall see if we're simply being made fools of. Oh, we're done. Okay. Thumper. All the bats are like, you were standing there for a long time. Yeah. What's funny is you mentioned the Menker Cameron speech. Menker Cameron presented some interesting ideas, but it's worth noting he was completely off his rocker. Like, how much of what he said was true or not is up for debate. Clicking noise. Probably the plane of existence, Trihexia, based on what I've been understanding so far. Let's see, this is a 125 to... Sure. Okay. So let's make absolutely sure we get the right frickin' tower this time. It's H10. Which is the one just south of me. Well, what's the story score up to or down to or whatever? Oh my god! We have crawled up to 0. I'm stuck on the terrain. Perfect encapsulation of FF11. There we go, okay. Yeah, it's like cancer, you know. You can quote me on that. FF11 is like cancer. Or Genova, if you want to be more on point. No, we still have 2 vanilla stories to go through, Blade Journal. No, we're way past vanilla, honestly. We're on expansion 2. Lord Runner, I'm truly sorry. You do not have to come. It is my fault you became a tool of the terrestrial avatars. The Phoenix Blade has confirmed what Nagmalada said. When the gates of paradise open, the terrestrial avatars will return to their original form, mere beasts. The slumbering gods will awake, and Vana'diel will be transformed into the paradise, blessed with their glory. However, with their awakening, the Lord of Chaos shall also return. Whether this is good or bad, not even Phoenix knows. Not even Phoenix knows, and so countless lives in my country were lost. The Phoenix Blade was forged from the flames of resurrection, flames left by Phoenix. Its sole purpose to destroy the emptiness. However, it lacks the power to fulfill that mission. It required a strength only obtained by taking innocent lives. The number of people who were ultimately sacrificed is unspeakable. Bandits and criminals were the first to be taken. Soon, villages that could not pay tribute began offering sacrifice in place of money or crops. Finally, the lives of those who had fallen into the slumber of the emptiness were taken as they slept, unaware of the fate that had befallen them. To you, the tactics chosen by my country may sound barbaric. However, my people realize this is only part of their destiny. They accept death in exchange of preventing the death of others. They know that with their passing, they have protected the world their children and grandchildren will inherit. Okay, kid. My country has entrusted me with a great task, and I'm here to fulfill it. One aspect of that task is to protect the Phoenix Blade with my life. I must follow my orders at any cost, which is why I need you to promise me. If it leads me down a path that defies the will and morality of men, you will do what is right for this world. Sure. Now I must continue. It is said deep in this tower the power of Fenrir sleeps, and one can speak with the Avatar if his power is released. I only pray my spirit remains as strong as yours. Yeah, no, this is properly horrifying. I will acquiesce. Oh, yeah. Look at this dungeon. Look at that map. Look at that beautiful, beautiful thing. I love one-way doors. If there's one thing I've learned from Zelda, it's that I love one-way doors. What the? What? Hello? Game. There you go. Oh, for God's sakes. Go away. I like how as the enemy is attacking me, the combat music isn't playing, because after all, I'm not attacking the enemy. I am always in favor of speeding things up. Anyways. God, that really is disorienting. Screws the minimap too, did you see that? Not sure why, but it sure does. Oh, shoot. Hang on. There we go. Oh, they teleported down after us. No! Alright, let's clean this up a little. Give me an AOA for Venereal. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this is pretty much why Leash was invented. That's absolutely correct. What's that, Blade of All? That's really funny. Alright, after this cutscene, we are 2/3 of the way through this one quest that we've been on for 2.5 hours. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus, Blade-Fall. Yeah, it sounds like Gnomeregan, which I know doesn't mean anything to you, but oof. Alert, alert, and then it just runs away, and it's like, oh, okay. I am Fenrir. Though I no longer have of body, my spirit continues to roam the heavens. However, my strength has begun to fade, as do the stars come morn. O guardian of the moon, my name is Tenzin. I've come from a land far to the east, with the blade born of Phoenix at my side. Great misfortune has befallen Vana'diel. The four mother crystals have lost their power and are overtaken by the emptiness. Vana'diel trembles at the arrival of the keeper of the apocalypse. To save our world, we require your strength and wisdom. Can you offer us your assistance? So you still choose the path to live and die with the children of the dawn. The path of the terrestrial avatars, the path of the people. I apologize, I don't understand what you're trying to tell us. The memories of 10,000 years ago will guide you. Witness the vows of ancient times, decisions made before I fade into morning sky. That's weird, Mad Overlord. Where are we? Could this be Fenrir's vision? I'd be good fate. We're truly witnessing civilizations past. Are those fighting Fenrir our ancestors? Listen carefully, people of Vana'diel. Though you have accepted Twilight, you still choose to remain in this world. You did not heed our warnings, and now the light of the crystals has begun to fade. Chaos is upon you. There's nothing more we can do for you. We no longer have time for idle chatter. If you wish to remain as you are, leave this place immediately. There's still time before the pact between Avatars and Celsius is fulfilled. Go, live your lives until the flames of your soul have flickered out. Wait, our future's not yet decided. We've come to request of you a new destiny. A new destiny. I shall repeat myself one last time. Your destinies have been recorded in the pages of the universe. The answer given by the Mother Crystals becomes truth. The memories of the crystals have been uttered. Their words cannot be changed. Yes, we understand. As time passes, the life force that dwells in us becomes tainted. Darkness is born. And then comes one who harbors that darkness. Kingdom Darkness, who will lead us into Kingdom Twilight. That destiny is not decided by you and cannot be changed, even given the divination of powers of the stars or the moon. It is a given. However, I traveled to my homeland and spoke with the dying Celsius, and he told me if the Keeper of the Apocalypse is defeated, then the pact would be broken. You are correct. We can only succeed by first breaking the chains that bind your people. With Celsius gone, who is there left with the strength and courage to accomplish such daunting task? Who is there left to bear forth an answer to the answerless riddle? I am left, for I have found the answer! Celsius told me what he was trying to accomplish because he wished for me to continue in his footsteps. It cannot be. You are the one who escaped from the curse of emptiness. Even my readings cannot predict this crossing of destinies. You who have broken free from the circle of life may be able to watch over the destinies of mankind until the end arrives. But when it does, when the Keeper of Apocalypse arises up, you will be powerless, and you will witness every man and woman in Vana'diel blindly march into the void of Twilight, their arrogance, apathy, cowardice, rage, and envy drawing them deeper and deeper into darkness. Yes, however, there is still hope. The life force of men is strong. They will persevere across the river of time until an answer is found. Fenrir, guardian of the moon, we await your divination. Tell us of the fated era. Tell us the fated land. If only we know when and where the Keeper of the Apocalypse will rise forth, we will find a way to defeat him. Mankind will find a way! The fated era. The fated land. The hardships that accompany the destiny you so desire to bear are beyond any you could even imagine. However, this may be the only form of retribution for your past sins. Are you ready to take upon your back the destiny of all mankind? Then I am not one to stand in your way. Let the moon reading begin. And so destiny has spoken. After 10,000 years of sleep, the Keeper of the Apocalypse will rise once again. In Tavnazia. Dun dun dun! Sorry. Lore Runner. Could Fenrir's words be the truth, or simply some form of trickery? After 10,000 years of sleep, the Keeper will rise in Tavnazia. 10,000 years have passed. Tavnazia, the abhorrent one, but return to Bastok and speak with Lady Olmia immediately. I mean, it's obvious it's the Cardinal, right? You'll notice the game has been very careful to not show us the Cardinal's appearance this entire time. I don't think I haven't noticed that. We should be done, right? Let me double check something. Let's double check some. You know, most of the time, the FFs don't actually have religion as a thing. Now, JRPGs do that all the time. Xenogears. That's what I thought. Like, let's see, we've got FF10. I guess 13 feels like an asterisk, but whatever. Let's include 13. So 10, 13, and 16 would be the big ones, I would say. Oh yeah, and I wasn't counting 11 and 14. So 10, 11, 14, 16. And yeah, Breath of Fire 2 was the first JRPG I played. Well, first RPG I played, where religion played a major motif. Interestingly enough, I believe Azeroth as a setting does have a lot of religions. They just don't get a lot of screen time in the strictest sense of the word. Now, cults, those get tons of screen time. Master Sid, has Lady Olmia returned? And what of Lady Prish? Whoa, calm down now. Why don't you tell us what happened? The terrestrial avatars told you that. It's hard to believe, but some of the things Nagmalata said do make some sense. For example, the recent strange energy readings from the crags. I've studied those as well. I never imagined the remnants of the ancients were trying to do something as crazy as that, using the lines to converge the energy from all 5 crystals, and ultimately use the concentrated power to open the gates of paradise. I'm not positive, but that much energy opening the gates might not be as impossible as it sounds. And with all the technology those hooded scientists in Juno have. Wait a minute, didn't they already try opening the gates 10,000 years ago and failed miserably? Just look at their capital. It sank to the bottom of the sea. Until we find out what paradise really is, we can't let Zillard go doing on as they please. That is true, but first we must face the problem that lies before us, the Keeper of the Apocalypse! I was certain that Celsius was the one we were searching for, but after hearing the testimony of Fenrir, the Keeper of the Apocalypse would be born into Tavnazia. Tenzin, according to what you've told me, Priscia's treatment in Tavnazia was quite out of the ordinary. I'm trying to say this because she is the Keeper. It pains me to believe so. All the events point to that conclusion. I've asked Phoenix numerous times, but she only replies that she, too, does not know. That is true. If Priscia's the Keeper, then there's only one thing I can do. Hold on. We still don't know for sure she's the one. Yeah, she's rude, a little crude, and a heck of a lot wilder than I like my company, but once you get past that, she's one of the most honest people you ever meet. I couldn't imagine her lying to a soul, let alone being untrue to herself. Tenzin, you can't truly believe she's inherited the will of Promathia, can you? I cannot doubt what I saw. I believe Fenrir showed me what he did for a reason. It is the sole wish of the Avatars to keep the gates closed. Anyone who attempts to open the gates will undoubtedly become their enemy. Perhaps the will of Promathia remains dormant within Lady Prish. Maybe she hasn't realized that she carries the seeds of Twilight. Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's finding Prish. We decide what to do then, even if that involves... We do have some good news, though. It sounds like Luverance was able to find Celsius. On top of that, we may have found a way to get to the fifth crystal into the North Sea. If you want details, do ask Luverance herself. Will you tell Tenzin rectify his companions? Sure. Low Runner, tell you the truth, I think we may be in over your heads here. You may be. Until now, whether it be for science or justice, I've never thought too deeply about what I was getting into. I just took the ball and ran with it as fast as I could. This time a little voice in the back of my head is telling me I should be careful. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old. It's those ancients you keep talking about. If they're rooted firmly in Juno, there's not nothing we can do to pull them out. Sure there is! We just kill them all! Fighting worms and beastmen is bad enough. I sure don't think what would happen if the Duchy's army was thrown into the mix. There's something else that's been bothering me. This far eastern country that Tenzin has supposedly traveled from. Even the pirates of Norg know little about it. How do we know if we can really trust him? Who speaks the truth? Who peddles lies? It's getting harder and harder to tell. I see a storm brewing on the horizon. A storm of blood. If we don't take care, our ship may be heaven's ward. And everything everything we have fought for will be lost to the Shadowbringer. If you really want to save your nation and its people, you have to walk to the end. And see things with your own eyes. To make a trail to the dawn! I'm done. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to sound like a father scolding his son. I just know I know I just told you to make decisions with your own heart, but I think another good thing for you to do is find Prish. Olmia said she was going to Sandoria. I'll just see if she's finding anything. If Prish is the abhorrent one, she's our only key to saving Albion. Hurry up, I don't think we have much time. What, if I had to pick someone to add to Smash? We already have so many characters in Smash. Do we really need another one? Fine. Let me think about it for a minute. See, I don't like Smash, so I'm totally de-invested in it. So if I had to come up with someone who isn't a meme or a joke answer, I mean, Gino's a good pick. Still no cutscene. Let's go with Kratos. This is interesting. I mean, if you want to go absolutely bonkers with it, get something like Goku. So Goku can be defeated by Jigglypuff canonically. Yeah, but if we exclude everyone who's in Fortnite, then we don't have anybody left. Yeah, no, what would happen is Goku would be like, I got this! Jigglypuff sings, Goku falls asleep. Goku wakes up and he's got a bunch of marker on his face for some reason. I mean, they already have Bayonetta, Elizar. So why not? I see. I heard from Olmi about what transpired. It's distressing to hear that Prish, as ill as she is involved in all this. And now Olmia says she is missing, and the Genoan government has issued a warrant for her capture. Lorwiner, you're acquainted with Prish, are you not? Though I met her only once long ago, I cannot believe she could do the things the Duchy is accusing her of. I may be as needless... Yeah. It may simply be a needless worry, but one thing troubles me. When Cardinal Mildarian brought her disciple, Prish, to my residence, my husband told me to watch out for her. When I asked why, he said her birth was a great misfortune, and in due time she would commit great crime against Vana'diel and her children, that this was her destiny. That's all he would say. Don't worry, Valerian. I have abandoned all self-interest and pledged my services to the goddess. I do not care whether or not one has committed crimes in the past. I cannot turn my back on one who pleads for help. I have offered my assistance to Olmi in her time of need. I have also suggested she stay here. Would you be so kind as to relay a message to her? Moments ago, a high priest stopped by. He wanted to speak with her. I believe she's near the port. Okay, now we can go to the port. Jesus Christ, this goddamn game. I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate this game so goddamn much. Oh my god, this is the worst example of triggeritis I've ever seen in my entire life. Having to go talk to some random-ass NPC on the other side of the entire universe in a town I have no reason to go to. For no reasons that I would ever have to talk to them. Just to be able to advance a script, to be able to go to the place that I already know that I'm going to. Ugh. Oh my god. I hate to continuously relate this game to Asheron's Call, but there's something AC used to do, which is actually really clever. When you look at an item in AC, right, you pull this up and you look at the item, and there's like you see that thing in the lower left? Well, there's a much bigger text thing in Asheron's Call, so you have a whole thing there that's like, this is what this item is. Any quest items or hints or things like that, they'll have a little thing saying, take this to this person, or someone well-versed in this thing will know where to use this, or sometimes they'll even just straight up give coordinates. This should be given to the spot at 3 by X by 5 or whatever, right? It depends. They've done several things over the years. But the point is there's guidance baked in. You literally just look at the item like, oh yeah, okay. In FF11, it's like, alright. Turn to page 37 of the walkthrough. Let's see. Chapter 14, verse 7, paragraph 8, section 12. How can you sing at a time like this? My one true love. And where were you earlier? I was just here. Well, you hadn't talked to the lady yet. Ah! I wonder who that beautiful young lass is waiting for every day and every night by the docks. It's me. She's waiting for me. I dare you to go down there and ask her name. Think you can handle that? You gotta be joking. We're still on duty, though I do get off in 3 hours. Guys, she's taken. By me. A fine tune it is. Never heard it before, but it somehow sounds familiar. Never thought I'd hear that melody again. Brings back memories, it does. You still haven't found the girl you're looking for? No, I have not. And don't worry, she'll turn up. I guarantee it. She'd have to be crazy not to be drawn by the sweet melody of Old Mia's harp. Hey, music lady. You would not be looking for somebody, would you? Yes, I am. I'm searching for a young girl. Her hair is light blue and dressed in a theologian gown of the Tavnazian Cathedral. Blue hair, theologian gowns. Sounds like the girl the guys in Juno were looking for. Time traveler, do you know anything of that girl that the Duchy seeks? Yeah, I just happen to be looking for the same girl. Now, whether that girl is the same girl you're looking for, I don't know. I don't mean to pry, but has Juno hired you to find the girl they're searching for? Does it look like I work for the Duchy? If that's what you want to believe, go right ahead. You Elvon are only the same, only seeing what you want to see. And you know that along with the girls, there's another warrant out for this capture some strange boy? How much you want to bet those two are together? I do not know, but if the girl you and I are searching for is the same person, I can tell you this, she is not one to run. Catching mice is what we live for, but it's turning out to look like this job is going to be a little different. Oh well, I don't have time to play 2 games of cat and mouse, so I guess I'll just concentrate on the boy. Wait, what do you know of the boy? Music lady, you should be careful about what you ask. The answer might bite you back. Tee-hee-hee. If the girl you're looking for is the same one I'm seeking, we'll meet again. If you still want to know the answer to your question, I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. Until next time. I like to murder people, bye. I'm a murderer, bye. Blur Runner. Are you too a murderer? I mean, honestly, I've been a very minimal amount of murdering lately. I think I should get a reward for that, I'm just saying. I have held so much restraint. I'm fine, I don't know who Mithra was, but I have a feeling she's searching for Prish. Those eyes, as if she was hunting prey. Is Prish alright? She is she not? Tell me she is. She is in trouble. So you feel the same as I. However, as long as you're here by my side, I believe everything will be fine. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean... Yes, I will marry you, Olmia. Please. Lady Hinare has introduced me to many people she believed may know something of Prish, but I have uncovered nothing. I'm so worried. If anything were to happen to her... What, you have a message? I'm to meet the dude you just talked to in the cathedral? Thank you very much. I will make for the northern Sandoria right away. Ugh, do I have to prune the memes again? Alright, hang on. Let me prune some memes. Get out my shears. Where'd the second... Oh, for Christ's sakes, hang on a second. There should be a second row here. I don't even know what this meme is. What is this Mario Kart Super Circuit meme? I don't recognize me. What's the jumping meme for Expedition 33? I like French ship. That was a good one. See, the one I'm not sure about is the Mario Kart one. I think I'm going to get rid of it. Oop. I don't even recognize a meme. It probably shouldn't be there. There. Okay. You know, I kind of wish I knew which one of these cutscenes were... Excuse me, which one of the cutscenes... Oh my god, I can't talk. I wish I knew which one of these quests had cutscenes and which didn't. So I can at least advance, you know, a little bit off camera. And then again, the answer is probably none of them. I'm not sure there's any quest in this game that has no cutscenes. At least from this point onwards. Ah, my curiosity was sufficiently piqued to do some investigating of my own about the Knight's Mistale. It's lovely to see you again, High Priest Chassel... High Priest French. I'm afraid I neglected to properly introduce myself at our first meeting. My name is Olmia. I was advised to seek your counsel by Lady French. Now I understand. The reason for your keen interest in the nature of paradise and the curse of the Twilight Gods is clear to me. Yeah, I can pronounce Olmia. You need not fear being overheard in this place. Let us be entirely truthful with one another and speak openly of these matters. Matters concerning the Tavnazian choir's efforts to complete the 5 verses. You know of the song? Before the advent of the Great War, you came to visit Lady French with Cardinal French and her companion, did you not? I was permitted to accompany French. I'll stop. And was present at the proceedings. I am certain that at the time you had little idea of the reason behind that gathering. It was, in fact, a meeting to approve the failing relations between the cathedrals of Sandoria and Tavnazia. In particular, there seemed to be no end to the unsavory rumors surrounding the Baguette Cathedral. This was perhaps due to the strict policy of secrecy the Tavnazians had been adopting following the period of internecine conflict in Sandoria. The Papscu sent a messenger to determine the accuracy of these rumors. However, Cardinal Maldurian was accompanied by 2 girls. One of those girls, you, sang a certain song. Yes, I remember. My voice was still untrained, and Papscu French grew furious at my terrible singing. Oh, child. That's why not why he was angry. The reason behind his outburst was his fear that the song you were singing would be completed. He was frantic to stem the dreadful power of that song. Dreadful power? It's perhaps for the best that you remain ignorant of the truth. The story finds its beginning almost 500 years ago. Wow, that's a long time ago. Don't you mean 10,000 years? No, that is not a long time ago. 10,000 years ago is basically yesterday. Come on. It reaches back to an era considered to be a time of humiliation for the Elva. At that time, the Kwang continent was under the control of an army dispatched by the Federation of Windhurst. The Elvan race had yet to form a nation of their own, and the numerous tribes lived in forests apart from one another. Even as now, the blood of Elvan ran deep with pride. Swearing victory upon his sword, the hero, French, came forth and led our people to freedom. Along with General Baguette, who would later become the Marquis Baguette, they founded a kingdom on the strength of 2 valuable artifacts. However, after the battle to emancipate the Elvan, both treasures were lost. In their respective places, 2 mysterious stone tablets were left behind. We toiled long and hard to solve the riddle of the tablets, and were finally able to retrieve one of the objects in the age of King Rampere, the holy sword Lightbringer. In spite of this success, the Tabnazian Cathedral refused to reveal the contents of the second tablet. A secret investigation instigated by the Sandorian Cathedral discovered the writings on the stone were actually verses of a song. You know this song too well. It is the Lay of the Immortals. It's a song that would conclude with the manifestation of a deity. A song to call the gods. I never knew. The Tabnazian Cathedral had deciphered the words, but the melody had eluded them. The search for one who could perform the song was apparently long and arduous. However, when you appeared and were able to sing the opening verse, the song showed its first promise of power. But I was told the lay was sung to prove Frisch was not the abhorrent one. I know this. That's why I summoned you here to explain the truth behind these matters. I have learned from Lady Hinare that a knight is searching for Cardinal Maldurian under the orders of the Sandorian Cathedral. From what I could discover, he was traveling to the Northlands to find more about the Twilight God. I know not her purpose, but Cardinal Maldurian was also seeking knowledge regarding Promathia. Cardinal Maldurian? Please heed my words. Never forget the significance of that song or your own worth as one who holds the knowledge of its mysteries. If the Cardinal discovers that you still live. Lady Olmia, I implore you, find your companion. Return to Tabnazia. I spoke with researchers in France on the matter of Sir Louverance. What I could gather, your friend has most likely been transported to the Renostery in the Federation of Windhurst. Oh, that's good news. Thank you, High Priest French. We will continue our search in the city of Windhurst. Didn't he just say bail rather than continuing this? They keep building up these freaking sin chasers or whatever they're called. I hope we just knock them over. It's like, hi, what's up? Stab. God damn it. Yeah, I shared that news earlier, Giga. Can people just stop ruining the world for 5 seconds? 5! That's all I'm asking. I mean, that's up to you, Giga. I know you hate playing on US servers. Like the European scum that you are. Although, actually, that does surprise me. I didn't realize ESO was also divided like that. Do I need, like, any of this crap? Tomberry Coat, Magic Pot Shard, Lizard Tail, Mercury, Lizard Skin, Magnolia Number. Is this all junk? Because I would love to get rid of all this junk. Unlike this person, who is not junk. She's the opposite of junk. She's like super treasure. Hi. Did you survive getting wet again? Spoosh, 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 spoosh. Did you see turtles? I demand to know about turtles.
Of course I did, near the eagle enclosure.
Oh my god, the eagles were eating the turtles?
No, there's turtles in a pond next to it.
Oh, okay. Whew. Worried me there for a second. I'm looking for Karutoro. Oh, that's this one.
And I also saw little fishies that look like sharks.
Aw.
Angel sharks.
Aw. I
But
do like sharks.
smaller.
Listen. You need to give us more money, Giga, because... Insert reason here. Okay, I can't even reach the person. No! There we go.
Where is the person?
They're right here.
Oh.
Well. Hey, I've been looking everywhere for you. You adventure folk can't seem to sit still. Can you imagine what it's like trying to find you? The nerve of people nowadays. Well, I haven't exactly been out searching for you, not in the strict technical sense of the word, but you've had me so worked up, I haven't even been able to properly meditate. You've heard of the prime avatar that inhabits the realm of dreams, right? Wipe that innocent fate look off your face. I know you know better. I have received a summons for you from the prime avatar. Yes, you, and for your buddy-wuddies. Okay.
What buddies?
Hang on.
What's that?
I think this is the wrong quest. Hang on a second. That's the dream dude. He said, come to Zoja in order to relay the message to you and your palsy wildsies. Okay.
Who are our palsy wild dates?
That's a good question. So let's talk to them again. No, maybe that was the quest. No, maybe not. Hang on. I mean, wow, is the obvious answer there, Trevexia. Whoa, your aura's blinding. What unfounded deal are you carrying? I can't sleep with you standing there like a muddled mandragora. This is the right quest. You're looking for a girl with a crikey, spiky hair? You could use as nails? Oh, I know the one. She was taken to Dr. Oren Yoren's mansion. But are you a friend of hers? That girl's a disaster waiting to happen. Unlike the light I see in your aura, she's surrounded by dark, creepy clouds. It's that very cloud of gloom and doom, excuse me, that made her a target of the great being I see in my dreams. But now, if that someone, somewhere, has activated the ruins of Zoja, that being can no longer act freely-wheely. That being is so furious, worrious over losing its prey, I don't think it'll be any pleasant dreams for a while. Okay.
Hey, you turned your bat into a fort.
Well, I mean, I
There's a mini fort.
didn't mean to, but yes, that is a consequence of what happened. I could maybe see trying off the kiddos with FF14. But I think that's where I'd stop. FF14 or WoW, one of the two. I was really hoping to get through this stupid quest today. But just looking ahead, and if dinner's already being called... Yeah, I think we'll pause here. Oh, Jesus Christ, I couldn't even finish one quest today! God!
You're supposed to do one quest every day?
No, I'm supposed to do more than one quest every day. Oh my God. I hate everything. I'll see you guys tomorrow.